Duplication is better than the wrong abstraction. But you might say, Amit, that doesn't sound right at all. I've read in practice to try. Do not repeat yourself. And duplication is definitely the worst. And to that I would say, you're wrong, and please just hear me out. We will walk through a scenario where we have two developers, Alice and John. Alice had written a yearly report. The report queries data from the database and structures it. The data is then passed on to the generate report function. Generate report function is quite simple. It loops over the provided data, generates an HTML table, and returns the string representing the table. So far so good. Alice is now tasked with writing a quarterly report. She, like any other good dev, copy-pastes yearly report, changes unique portions that gather the data but notices a duplication. Generate report function is identical between the two classes. She practices dry code, so she extracts the common functionality into its own class. Alice then goes through the yearly and the quarterly report and replaces the existing code with the brand new abstraction of report generator she just created. Now let's take a moment here. Just because we have some structural duplication, did it make sense for Alice to create an abstraction for it? Because by adding this new abstraction, she has introduced a coupling between the two reports that didn't exist before. Is this coupling worth it? What do you think? Yes? No? I will give you a moment to think. The answer is actually neither, and it actually depends on the business requirement. In our example, only if the format of the HTML needs to change together for both yearly and quarterly reports together, it makes sense to have a common abstraction, and that coupling is probably okay. Otherwise, duplication is okay and should be preferred because it would keep both reports independent from each other and they can change independently. Duplication is better than the wrong abstraction. Or more accurately, duplication is better than the wrong business abstraction. Coming back to our example, the business needs an additional report. Business always needs an additional report. This time, a monthly report. But Alice has moved on to a different project. So John gets to add this feature. John starts by copying the quarterly report, makes changes to how he gathers and structures the data. But there is a twist. Monthly report needs slightly different HTML. The header of the table needs to be bolded. The John looks at the report generator and comes to a conclusion that he can modify it slightly to get the desired result. He makes a small change to the report generator. He adds a format parameter to the generate function with a default value. If the format is default, we get the old formatting. If the format is bolded header, we get a bolded formatting. Looks straightforward. After changing the report generator, he needs to change the monthly report to pass the additional parameter. Here we go. We have passed in the new bolded header parameter, and now we can get a different report in different scenarios. Now John looked at an existing abstraction and changed it slightly so that it would work for his case. Existing code almost compelled him to do it. If you find yourself passing parameters and adding conditional paths through the shared code, the abstraction is incorrect. It was probably right when it was originally written, but not anymore. And once an abstraction is proving to be wrong, the best strategy is to reintroduce the duplication and let it show you what's right. So we will go back to the report generator and undo our changes. Go back to our monthly report and reintroduce the duplication. Much better. This duplication between the report generator and monthly report is okay because they are not going to change together. And this also enables the addition of new code easier. If business wants a brand new weekly report with entirely new formatting, we don't have to go back to our abstraction and try to make it do things it wasn't designed to do. This keeps our code easy to extend and maintain without violating open-close principle from solid design patterns. That's it for today, folks. Until next time.